Welcome back to another episode of the Low Key in Alignment podcast. I'm your host, Dana.
And I'm your host, Alani.
And we're so happy to have you joining us again. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Welcome to the Low Key in Alignment podcast. It's good vibes every episode. You already know that. Grab you a snack, a beverage, a little piece of food. Enjoy your drive or your peace and quiet, however you like to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
So we have a good one coming for you guys today.
We do. This is something that Alani and I are both very passionate about. Just from our own personal experiences, from everyone that we see around us. And we just feel like this is a conversation that needs to be had.
We're going to be talking about all things body, fitness, weight loss. Trigger warning if talking about food and weight is something that is triggering for you. Maybe don't tune into this podcast. If you have any type of disordered eating or anything like that, you might want to check with your support system before you listen. But we encourage people to listen to this one. We're going to talk about some tough things. We have some tough love to share that has helped us. And, you know, we're not here to make anybody feel bad. Nothing's about...
We're not shaming or anything. We're not shaming anyone, and we don't want anybody to take it as if we're talking down on anyone either.
Right.
We're just two people who've been there, done the hard work, and want to share our experience, what works for us, and we just want everybody to achieve that, you know, to get to their higher selves.
Yeah, and if you want to lose weight and you maybe look like us or have a similar story to us and trust us, I feel like you can. To share the real and raw truth. We both have two different stories. I also disclaim that. Like, we both reached our goals in different ways. So anything that I say, don't try to compare it to what she says, because her story is going to be totally different. I can only speak from my experience, what I did. And I hope to inspire someone, or that someone can use the tips that I share and she shares today to reach their fitness, weight loss goals.
And similarly, like Alani said, you can't compare her journey to my journey. You can't compare our journey to your journey. You know, we're just sharing ours and what's worked for us. Of course, if you feel like, you know, we have done something that you think that might work for you, of course, test it out, try it out. But ultimately, it's your own journey. It's your individual journey. It's personalized to you. And you have to do what's best for you.
Sending love and light always. So let's get into
it. Let's go.
So let's set the scene.
Okay.
So how, you know, we kind of met and what we used to do together.
Okay. So we're taking y'all back to before we look like this.
Let's hop in a time machine, and we will have pictures throughout this episode that could be alarming to some viewers.
If you didn't know us back then, you'd be like, who are they?
I promise you, I look like a different person. I promise you.
Yeah. So we met 2018 in grad school. This is after both of us have been through undergrad, gained the freshman 15. Freshman probably 35 over here.
Freshman 25.
Yeah, so, you know, we met in grad school. We started hanging out a lot. We would always go eat before class. We would go eat after class. We would go eat on the weekends.
It really got bad after graduation, though.
Oh, child.
For me, when I started working at Pics.
Yeah.
Well, cat's out the bag. I used to work for child welfare, Pics. Anyways, it's embarrassing. I'm just going to disclaim, like, I have to be open and raw and honest in this video, but this is a piece of my life that I really don't share with a lot of people because I have reserved some shame around it because I know so much better now. I'm like, why did you live that way? It's just totally different experience, but without further ado,
let's get into 2019.
I ate a whole, maybe medium-sized Papa John's pizza every Friday for dinner.
Wait, hold on now. Because if she ordered a Papa John's pizza, I ordered my own pizza. If she didn't finish her pizza, I'm coming to her house eating her leftovers. 2019 was my heaviest year.
Me too.
Child.
Oh my goodness, the photo Snapchat. I love to go back and look at them though, because it's like night and day. We will make sure to make sure that you guys see these photos, just to let you know, like, we're not talking from a place of people who just built like that.
Exactly.
People who just always had this mindset. So trust and believe the things that we're saying to someone who's maybe at a different point in their journey, be like, that's easy for you to say, or easier said than done. We know it.
We have been there. A lot. We used to make home cooked meals. Like, we had a family of 6 to feed.
Oh Lord.
I would make big pots of spaghetti. You used to always talk about how big I would fix my plate of spaghetti.
Yep.
I would fix a grown man plate of spaghetti.
Covering it with cheese.
Cover it with cheese, eat the whole thing, and go back for seconds.
And go to sleep.
Come on.
Because we was not touching nobody gym. I wasn't touching nobody gym. I wasn't touching nobody's sneakers.
Mm-mm.
I was not sweating. My heart rate was never elevated. That's like the problem.
If I was sweating, it was because I walked to the car and I'm out of breath. And
I
I'm
walked
tired.
up your steps to get to your apartment.
Yeah.
It was just, or I was just hot. I mean, this is just where we're coming from. So we wanted to lay that out to let you know a little bit about where we come from. The pictures will speak for themselves. I'm going to edit this some way that maybe they're flowing while we're talking. Or maybe at the end. But we're going to share.
Y'all are going to see them. Don't worry. This is gold.
And just don't judge us for what you see. But just count it. Like, that's our, like, come up.
Yeah.
Period.
For sure.
Okay.
And Alani and I, we always constantly back and forth. Send each other old pictures of ourselves. Like, girl, I was right here walking around looking like this.
It was crazy. It's a different person. Mm-hmm. And really, what I want to touch on too is how it was so mental.
Yeah.
Like, that was just a physical representation of where we were at mentally.
I completely agree.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people I've seen are having like hard times now. Mm-hmm. Our hard times, and I'm not even gonna get into all that, but 2018 to 2020, those 2 years, is that 2 years?
Yeah.
Can't count. Those 2 years were just,
it was hard,
rough.
Y'all.
And the body keeps the score, which is a book about trauma. Mm-hmm. But the body keeps the score in a lot of different ways. And your body's gonna tell you if life ain't right. Okay. It's gonna talk to you.
Yes. And you can only ignore the signs for so long.
Yeah. And then, like, I guess we can touch on a little bit. It's not even just all about looks. Mm-hmm. I felt uncomfortable.
Me too.
Heavy like that. Mm-hmm. I felt like my frame was being overhauled. Like, you feel it. You know when you need to lose weight. You know when it's time to get more health conscious. It's not about looks. It's not saying you're not beautiful, bigger, or whatever. It's just still comfort. Yeah.
But yeah. And, like, I remember telling Alani, like, when I was at my heaviest in 2019, like, I felt like I took up so much space physically. Yeah. Like, I used to hate being in a car because I felt like I was stuffed.
Me, stuffed in all my clothes.
Girl.
I was what I called bursting at the seams. We have to keep it real.
Yeah.
I was bursting at the seams. You know what your body and your frame is meant to hold. Mm-hmm. And so I was holding way too much. I was eating fast food out the wazoo. That's just something I can't do, but we'll get into that, like the changes that we made. But I guess that gets us up to the point of, like, when did we make a change? Okay. You can share first.
So for me, I used to see people on Instagram. It was a few people I follow, and they had started their weight loss fitness journeys, and, like, I was seeing their transformations, and I was like, wow, like, oh, I wish I could do that, or one day I can do that. Maybe, like, I might be able to do that. Mm-hmm. It was just so hard because you just never know where to start. You really don't. And I think that is one of the biggest struggles for a lot of people. And then I know 2020 began. You used to be going on your walks and runs in your neighborhood in Kennesaw. And then I know you had started doing intermittent fasting. And you taught me about that. And so then I started intermittent fasting. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm losing like a pound.
I'll pop on in. So for me, it was 2020. The pandemic had just started, and currently, like, when I first started that job in child welfare, I would be at the gym. I would try to go to the gym after work. Oh yeah. And I remember one time I got a call from my supervisor because a sibling visit or something was, it's after 5 p.m., but it's still like the visits are happening. Never stops. Yeah, in the evening, and you're, like, responsible. And I just will never forget, like, it just was so hard, even during working that job, to have that time time after work to just do what you needed to do because it wasn't really a traditional 9 to 5 setting.
It sure ain't.
And that discouraged me, and like I didn't go back after that because I had so much anxiety after work that I had to wait around to make sure nothing went wrong, and I just wouldn't go.
Yeah.
So then the pandemic happened, working from home, and I had started to see a lot of stuff circulating online around Black women not exercising. And I thought to myself, that is so true. And like letting their hair stop them from exercising. Like all these excuses, and like why when you see someone running on the sidewalk, it's rarely ever like a Black woman.
Exactly.
And I thought to myself, like, I don't want to be a part of that statistic. And I remember getting up off the floor, literally off the carpet, putting on whatever workout set I could find, because I didn't really have workout clothes then because I wasn't doing it. And I went outside and I walked. I used Map My Run app that I love, and I would walk like 2 miles every single day. And that's the very first time I ever started working out consistently after gaining a bunch of weight and feeling like I wanted to lose some weight. It was just the first time I ever really was like, I have to move my body every day.
Yep. And then even I remember, like you said, 2020, the pandemic, even after you had started doing that, I still wasn't doing anything. I was like, oh, I'm intermittent fasting. Oh, I'm losing like a pound or two. Girl, still unhealthy, still not moving my body. It wasn't until I would probably say maybe summertime 2020, I don't know if I read an article, heard something on the news. You know, they were doing all the studies. Were like, oh, this group of people is at the highest risk for getting COVID or whatever. They said something about people who are overweight and obese. I said, oh, Lord, like, no. It's just not my time. And so that really lit something in me. Like, okay, prior to that, starting around like March-ish, you were doing your walks outside, and I was like, oh, I want to get a trainer. I want to get a personal trainer. And so, like I said, that for months and never found one. And then finally, it was late August. I was talking to my brother. He told me about a trainer. I got started with that trainer, and that's kind of what catapulted me to where I am today.
I remember that. I'm just now remembering, like, you weren't always with your current person.
Was it, child?
It was that man.
Child, we ain't even gonna get into him.
I can barely remember that. It seems like that was so long ago.
Right?
I forgot all about him.
I'm telling you. And so that was what started me with my consistent fitness work, like working out consistently, because I signed up, because of my work schedule, I signed up for the 6 a.m. class, because I'm like, these other times of the day I can't make it work. Like, I'm a 9 to 5 girly. That don't fit my lifestyle. So I would get up 6 a.m. every day, go work out, and it was just something completely different for me. It was like a shock to my system, if you will.
And I was so proud because you were very consistent.
Thanks,
I don't remember you ever really, I mean, to go from where we was at, it shows that it was always in us, in the mindset, because it seemed like, from an outsider looking in, it seemed like the switch flipped and you were on it. Like,
that's literally how it was.
That's it. You never looked back.
I'm telling you, that was it. And it's so funny because, like, even starting there, I can compare myself to being in undergrad. I had several friends who they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna go walk the track, you know, just walk around. Like, and I'm like, okay, girl, I'll meet y'all there. Taking a nap. Sleep. I didn't want to walk. I didn't want to walk to class. I didn't want to walk on campus, up and down that campus. Just tired and lazy, and just.
I was lazy too. I didn't want to sweat.
Me either.
Which I love sweating now.
Me too.
So, but back then, I can remember having this weird, irrational fear of sweating. It's like when you go years, some people cannot relate, but if the people who can relate.
Right.
When you are an inactive person and you go a long time without exercising, the thought of exercising is scary because you don't know what it's gonna feel like. You know it's painful, you know it's hard, you're gonna sweat, like it's a whole adjustment.
It is. And a lot of people don't know what to do, don't know where to start, how to start. That was me too.
I didn't know how to work out.
Me either, for years. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I remember in 2019 we used to be at that One Planet Fitness, and I used to always say, we be in them folks gym playing
on their equipment.
Literally, that's what we was doing.
So a big part, tip time. We'll have a few tip times.
Come on.
Tip time. Try different things.
Yes.
Honestly, just keep it simple. This is what worked for me because I didn't know what to do. I've tried throughout this journey that started in 2020 to now 2023. I have done maybe 10 different workouts to figure out what it is that works for me. Started off walking and jogging. And honestly, like I don't remember losing too much weight from doing that. I think that just trained my mind to know how to like get up and move. Just prioritize movement.
That's it.
Bare minimum. If you do not work out, you ain't worked out in years, just think, how can I move my body? How can I reach a certain level of exertion consistently? That's it. Yeah. It don't matter how you do it.
Get up. If you're at work, get up. Just walk around at work, park further away in a parking spot, you know?
Yeah.
Just so small
the
things.
Little things.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid of exercise. So I think for a lot of people and for me, healing my relationship with movement and exercise was really important, and not thinking of exercise and working out as a punishment to your body.
Yes.
It also started there for me too. Like I had to first love and accept my body and start the journey by being like, I'm not trying to change my body. I'm trying to change my habits. I'm trying to change my lifestyle to one that feels more aligned, because living that way did not feel in alignment. It didn't feel right. It caused depression. It caused sadness. So that's that's a big clue from the universe and from your higher self that you're not where you're supposed to be if you don't feel happy.
Yeah, I completely agree. And kind of touching on what you said, I think that was probably one of the hardest parts for me of this journey. Was the pressure that I put on myself, and also my mindset was, I'm doing this to lose weight. Like I need to lose weight, or I need to look like this. So when I first started out in 2020, I would be literally getting on the scale and weighing myself every day to see if I had lost a pound, and if I did, and then maybe the next day I got on and it went back up, I was just in a tizzy. Like I was just so distraught after that. And then I would also track everything I ate in, what is it called? My Fitness Pal. And so like I just became very obsessed with numbers.
I remember that.
And I think that it really takes a toll on you. And it takes the enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
Like it took a lot of enjoyment out of it. And I spent so long doing it. And then I just finally had to be like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Like we're not doing this.
It's a process. When you first start, I think a lot of people are like that. So that's a good tip time. Be wary of calorie counting and those things. I don't do those things.
Yeah, I don't anymore.
And consistently, in the beginning, I did. I feel like it wasn't healthy. Yeah. And for weighing yourself for different people for different reasons can be helpful or non-helpful. Right. For me, weighing myself often is helpful because my fear. Because back then I didn't weigh myself. So I knew I was gaining weight, but I had no idea what I weighed until I went to a doctor's appointment. And it was after that doctor's appointment that I finally went on the walks and stuff because I was like, oh my gosh, are we sharing numbers on this?
If you want to share a number,
I'm sharing numbers.
I'm open to sharing my numbers.
I'm sharing my numbers.
What was your highest weight?
Keep it
let's
50.
What was your highest weight?
Okay, listen. Because we have to... I'm 5 foot, about 5 feet tall. Standing at 5 feet tall.
Barely made for a living.
Barely 5 feet tall, y'all. It was New Year's Eve, 2019. Oh. I had finally got in to do a well check, stepped on that scale, and anyone who is this weight, I'm not.
Yeah, we're not shaming anybody.
The story. Yeah. For me, this was way too heavy. I hopped on that scale and I was 160 pounds. Like 160 pounds, yeah.
And if you know Alani and like how she's built, where were you? She can't hold that.
Baby, was holding it. Okay, I had to unbig my back.
Come on.
So I stepped on that scale and I was 160 pounds. And I was like, flabbergasted because, mind you, like, anyways, it just was way too high. And like, I know a lot of people have a lot of qualms about the BMI. I use it as a guide. You don't have to be strict, but it's a guide. Like, I was at that point had to have been obese, and then as I got through my journey, like I just journeyed into overweight and then journeyed into a regular average weight.
Come on.
Where I'm at now. Like right now, I'm anywhere between 130 and 132 pounds. So I've lost like 30 pounds, I always say.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You worked really hard.
I really did. And we'll get into later like what I did to like lose the weight consistently and the journey. And I didn't do it the fast way. Mm-hmm. And there's people on YouTube and stuff who lose 30 pounds in like 3 months. Mm-hmm. But I'm big on just, I don't do anything on my journey that I can't do forever.
Exactly.
That's just what I believe. Yeah. I know a lot of people use a lot of different methods to lose weight, keto, special diets. But if I can't do it forever, I personally don't do it to lose weight. And that's why I've just lost weight the long, slow, steady way.
And that's honestly the better way to do it, because then you lose it too fast, then you can easily end up in that cycle of yo-yoing. Like your weight fluctuating up and down so fast, and it can be dangerous, honestly.
It sure can. And it's bad for your hormones and everything. It's like it's small changes.
Well, since you've shared, I guess I can get into mine.
Let's get into it.
Y'all, trigger warning. So 2019, like I said, that was my heaviest year. And my weight is something that I've struggled with all throughout my life.
Same.
But I got on the scale at my annual visit as well. And I didn't even remember this. I must have like blocked this memory out, because like on the journey, I had to go back in my whatever, and I found that weight, and that's why, oh my God, I weighed that 373 pounds. I am 5'10". You see how I'm built? That was a lot. I was pushing 400 pounds. And anytime I think back to that, like I can remember being that.
Moment of silence. I'm not gonna cry on this episode.
Go ahead. Cry.
I'm not going to. But that's big.
That's big.
I'm not even saying that's big. I'm saying that's big. Oh my God. That's a big, like everybody doesn't make it to that number and leave it. Mm-mm. They keep going. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
All these puns. I'm done. I can't say anything.
But when I started my fitness journey, I was around like 365-ish. So I'm like, okay, I lost a few pounds. And so from there, a lot of people who know me personally know that I had weight loss surgery in October of 2022. And that's something I'll dive deeper into in a later episode. But since having surgery and going from my highest weight of 373, I'm down to like 250 something now.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
Thanks, Poo-Poo.
250 from almost 400 pounds?
Almost 400 pounds.
I'm going to need y'all to go in the comments and just let Dana know how proud you are of her, because she has worked hard, tirelessly, and that's inspirational. Thank you. It's just inspirational. Yeah. We only get one body. Yeah. You did the hard work. Losing weight is so hard. Mm-hmm. It's one of the hardest things ever to do, because it's so mental. Yes. Your body can do whatever, but it's so mental. It's really mind over matter, and to have won, to battle with your mind and win, that's a win.
Period. I did my big one. No big pun intended.
I care.
I know, right? But yeah, and like it does make you emotional to think about. Like you went from horrible eating habits. Y'all, I live down the street from a Chick-fil-A, a Starbucks, and then if you go a little further, there's a McDonald's and a Moe's. 2019 me was there every day after class or after work, wherever. Like Chick-fil-A knew me by name.
Typical week of eating.
Ooh, child.
For me was somebody's cookout tray with a chicken quesadilla, some French fries, sweet and sour sauce. I haven't had this in years. That's why I'm like enjoying.
I know, right?
Listing out what the meal was: a chicken quesadilla, chicken nuggets, fries, and their sweet and sour sauce, barbecue sauce, and some ranch. And it would actually come with 2 quesadillas.
You know, you used to get that burger too.
Sometimes I'd get the little burger with just A1 sauce and ketchup with all the other things too. And a cheer wine to drink.
Oh, that cheer wine used to be so good.
It was so good. It's when I ate McDonald's. Like I liked me a 6-piece. That BTS meal, y'all remember that?
Don't be trying to be cute and say a 6-piece. You used to get a 10-piece nugget now.
I'm sure.
I'm exposing you.
I've always been a 6-piece nugget. Have y'all seen that video that's like, oh my God, I forgot my salad?
I'm not fooling with you.
This, y'all, we gotta get into
it. Like, we're just being as transparent as possible. We're laying it all out there.
Cheesecake Factory, the big pasta for 8. We each order one.
I'm getting that Louisiana pasta, that red velvet cheesecake.
And which one I get?
That banana cream.
The pasta.
She is a creature of habit. Alani gonna get that 4-cheese chicken. Not chicken. 4-cheese pasta every time.
Every time we mix an extra mozzarella on the top. Like, we just
American Deli 10-piece combos.
Those 10-piece wing combos.
They gonna hit every time.
Is what really. I used to eat that way too often.
Same.
Like, that was just a part of my diet. What? Where were the vegetables? I like vegetables.
Me too.
But it was just like, when you're filling up on fast food all the time, your body craves it.
Yeah.
And sugar, like I ate like tons of sweets, Krispy Kreme, donuts,
Brewster's,
cupcakes, slices of cake from Publix.
I used to go to Nothing But Cake. If you know, you know. And I would get 2 of their, like, I don't even know how big it is, but not the minis. The one after that. I would get 2 of them.
Not 2.
2.
See,
Eat one
day
and one the next day. That's all. I was just about to touch on that. I knew I was at a very low point when, like, I would be lying to folks. They're like, "Oh, girl, what you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just chilling." Meanwhile, I'm in the drive-through and cookout, getting a late night train.
Really?
I'm so for real.
I didn't know some of these things. Me, I mean, I'm just out about it. I just be right there in that drive-through.
And it was just so much shame.
Yeah,
and I think that's what it was.
See, my problem was I didn't have no shame. I have more shame now, looking back, to be like, girl, what in the world was wrong with you?
I know.
Like, but the love for self wasn't there.
Mine wasn't either.
It didn't, nothing mattered. Of course, like, and that's the thing. A lot of people, if you've struggled with your weight or you are overweight right now, you probably have something going on in your life that is a distraction from getting to where you want to be with your health goals. Everything around you can be a distraction if you let it.
For real. Who child?
How did we make a change? Like, when did you start to really see a major change for you?
I would probably say, so like I said, 2020, I started with this one trainer, the guy. And then I want to say around November of that year, he moved to a new gym. And then that's where I met my current trainer. Love her for life. And I remember when I first met her, he was like, yeah, she's going to be here. She's going to be teaching the 6 a.m. class. And I always joke about this with her. Because I was like, we in here dying, working out. She walking around, come on, y'all. Y'all got it. And I was like, who is this girl? Like, what are you doing? We over here dying. Now, that's my girl for life. But so I would say after I started working out exclusively with her around like March 2021, I definitely started seeing a lot of changes. Weight was dropping, had more energy. I was making better food choices.
Yeah. The change for me, and this is where our journeys kind of are different, where Dana was more, I feel like, traditional with her weight loss, like up at 6 a.m. in the gym with a trainer, throwing them weights around, pushing that iron, doing them squats. And me, it was more of a lifestyle change that was very slight. So 2020, I was like spending more time around people, like as the pandemic was coming to an end, and I was hanging out with like a new group of people, and we would like hike. Like, I'm done with you. We would hike. We would go on hikes and like just spend more time outdoors on the weekends. How you spend your weekend, that's what I'm trying to get into, matters. Because I feel like that was one of my biggest changes. I started on my walks, and I had maybe lost 10 pounds just from like moving more and cutting back on the fast food. At that point, it still just wasn't like too mindful. And then I changed and wanted to be more active in my free time. Like, so for me, in my whole journey throughout, it's more what I do outside of the gym and my workouts that has helped me sustain my weight loss slowly but surely over time. So, for example, on the weekend, instead of staying in the bed all weekend, get out and be active. Do an active activity. Go for a hike. Go to the Beltline if you live in Atlanta. Everything's referenced to Atlanta. I love to go out there. We're going out there tomorrow, actually.
We are.
And walk. Go to Atlantic Station. vacation, like just go places where you can be on your feet, up and moving, walk places. So that group of people kind of was pretty active, and so I was hanging out around them, so that got me more active. And they used to go out on hikes. So shout out to y'all. Unbeknownst to y'all really helped inspire me to lose some weight and helped me lose weight because I was doing more active things in my free time.
Yeah. Period. I agree. For me, I would say the lifestyle changes outside of just working out and the eating happened after I had my surgery. I feel like after that is when before that I hiked Stone Mountain for the first time, I think like April of that year. I was like, wow, like I actually did it. And I can't wait to go back and do it again. Then I started doing more active stuff, like you said, spending time outside. And like that's one of the things that we started doing a lot of. And I'm so proud of us. We went to dinner the other day. And 2019, Alani and Dana would have been like, all right, girl, I enjoyed you. Got in our cars and left. Do y'all know what we did?
Walked laps.
We walked outside around these beautiful, like, townhouses and just walked around the block. And
around the neighborhood, yeah. We walked until we just couldn't walk no more. Literally. Like, got tired and was like, okay, it's been like maybe an hour and a half.
Right.
Like,
and it's like, that may be something that just sounds so like, oh, they walked. But it's like, that's just such a big difference from old us, like old habits that we used to have. And I'm just so proud of us.
And so, I mean, as most things, we've helped each other in twin flames, which is just more than just like a cute saying for like a best friend or something. Our paths have been mirrored. We've helped each other along some very like hard things, because I mean, I can't picture going through that without you being there, because I don't know what that would be like. I don't have that experience. I didn't do it all alone.
Yeah, same.
So it's helpful to at least have someone. They don't have to be your workout buddy or whatever, but at least somebody who you feel you can relate to. And if you don't have that, hit us up.
One thing about me and Alani, we're the biggest hype man you gonna ever find.
Ever. Hit us up.
If you need that, because it really does help you on your journey. If
motivation.
You need that, do not feel scared.
No.
Don't feel shame. Don't be like, oh, they just said on the top. No. Message us
for real.
We in your corner.
Either one of us, both of us, the low-key Instagram, it doesn't matter. You, maybe it's a random Sunday morning, you're like, I'm in Piedmont Park, y'all want to come? Let's go walk. Let's go walk. Let's go move. Let's go chat. It's just life, and it just feels really good.
Yeah, and I always say, like, I always tell Alani, I'm just so grateful for her being along my journey with me, because she's one of my biggest cheerleaders. Anytime I'm posting a story of my 6 a.m. workout, she the first person to like it. She responded to every story. Okay, skinny, like that's you. She gonna hype me every time.
I'm inspired. Like, I just love people and positivity, and I'm really hyped behind it. And you just can really do this. It's the smallest things, and especially on our journey, like for me, variety, because you may say like, where should I start? And don't be too influenced by social media, please, because there's a trend, or like there's always going to be something that's popular. And right now, I feel like it's Pilates. It used to be the very heavy weights, like 4 to 5 days a week. I'll let you in on a little secret. When I was working out 5 to 6 days a week, this is what I was going to say. A big thing, let me rewind a little minute. 2020, lived a more active lifestyle, got me to a certain point. 2021, at the beginning in February, I moved out of my apartment that was right down the street from Cookout and all that. That's the point when I stopped eating fast food. I moved in with my parents who live in Covington, which is like more far out, and fast food is not readily available. That's when I stopped eating fast food, and they have a beautiful home with a beautiful front yard. I'm just so grateful. Like, the blessings along the way help you too, because that was the greatest blessing. Parents, if you're watching, I love y'all so much. Love you to the moon and back 1,000 times for just giving me that safe space and that asylum to retreat to. I worked out outside. If you follow me on Instagram, you'd see that yoga mat and that little 8-pound weight I bought from like TJ Maxx and a jump rope. And I would you used to, I forgot about that. I need my jump rope. It's still at their house. I want my jump rope. I'm feeding to jump rope.
That's so funny.
And I would be outside consistently. Now that's one thing I would do is be.
Another thing too that I noticed, like when you move back home with them, you were cooking more.
Yeah.
Like I think you were cooking before, but I think you were cooking more mindfully once you move back home.
Like black bean, like little taquito roll up things.
Oh yeah,
they're so good. I gotta run those back.
You made the egg bites. That's what got me started on the egg bites.
Yeah, I love eating them. I was trying to be like Starbucks. Yeah, right. And my mom has a beautiful kitchen. She does. And so cooking in a beautiful, like amazing, large, vast kitchen is just my dream. I love to cook, so that helped me too. But just being there with them, it just and having people who keep you accountable too. Come on. And who are gonna be like, girl, what you eating? Like you been eating real bad lately. Like just being mindful. And just especially as black women, just looking in the mirror and always thinking how you can improve. And that we all want to live a long, happy life. You want to be able. Exactly. You don't want to be young and hurt and your knees hurting and you can't climb stairs and stuff. But you're in your 20s, like that is not necessarily normal. And a big thing that catapulted me too was like I was getting older and I was like, well, before I have children and before I ever get married, like I want to be in the best shape of my life. And I'm still on that journey now. Like still don't feel like I'm in the best possible shape I can be in. Still getting it together, but we're getting there. It never stops. Another thing too, going back to like 2020, 2021, I would say that's really when our fitness journey started to cross over more, especially I would say 2021, because we started trying different things together. Like I would still go with my trainer, you were doing your individual thing, then we would meet up. We tried Pilates together one time. And then we used to go to spin class all the time. We did that for about a year. We did spin class was a time. That was hilarious. That was an era. Okay. It was an era. That's probably when I really started to do something consistent that was the same thing every time. That and the outdoor gym setup that I had at my parents' house. We would go to spin. And mind you, let's talk about the dedication. Because I would drive from Covington all the way to Roswell Road to go to spin. And it's so in like that location that we went to was very far out, even from me driving from Atlanta. Like it's all the ones we could have picked, we picked that one. But it was fun. It was so much fun. We used to go all the time. And then I can talk about me. The end of 2021 going into 2022 is like when my journey kind of changed and I kind of went up and down. I mean, that's normal. But so I think it was the end of 2021. The holidays came around, so I'm eating good. And then my trainer had to like close the gym for a few weeks because of just it was a lot going on. So during that time, your girl was eating whatever she wanted to do. Me too. While we paralleled. I gained 10 pounds during that time. I think I gained like 30. Because we went to Puerto Rico. We were on a trip to Puerto Rico that year. And I remember like during that time, numbers again, trigger warning numbers. I had got down to like 138. Okay. By Valentine's Day 2022, I was like 150 again. Wow. I had gained some pounds. Trigger warning numbers. By the end of 2021, I was down. My lowest that I saw was like 313. And that was big for me. And then by April of 2022, I had gotten back up to like 336, 334, like 340 range. And another thing too that kind of changed was, okay, my trainer closed the gym. Oh, okay, well, I can't work out no more, even though I had my own Planet Fitness membership, but that's irrelevant. I also started a new job February of 2022, which is my current job. And I did not know what I was getting myself into. They celebrate everything. Every birthday, there's a cake. Valentine's Day, there's cupcakes, donuts, cookies. They keep a candy bowl in the back. Always pizza parties, cake, ice cream, cupcakes, bagels. Like, and I was just like, wow. I was in overload. And I didn't know how to stop myself, if I could just be honest. That's what I was just about to say. It's understanding that how we get overweight is a mental thing. Like there's some type of unhealthy relationship with food that you have when you are somebody who struggles with your weight.
Yes.
So getting that under control. And I used to be telling Dana, like, you know what a cupcake tastes like.
You sure did. And that was also around that time where I was eating in private, not telling folks. I told you after the fact though. I would be making whole pans of brownies, eating that with ice cream, eating packs of Oreos with ice cream. Like,
the journey is never linear,
it's
y'all.
never linear. It ain't cute. It's not pretty.
No.
Like, I showed myself being cute in the gym, but your girl was out here. I literally eat a whole pack of Oreos by myself.
Because a big thing is food.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the biggest like parts of any weight loss journey is food and food choices and your relationship with food and the culture of food. And for Black people, it goes very, very, very deep.
Yeah.
Extremely deep. And for a lot of us, we have the information. There's a lot of things we know that's not healthy. It doesn't matter. Like, embodiment is key.
Yeah.
You can have all the knowledge in the world, but until you actually apply what you know to your real life and make it active, that's the only way you're gonna. It really matters. You can know everything, but until you really live it and force yourself to live by it. So that was me with fast food. Like, we all know fast food is not good for you, but until I really cut it out and made a boundary, I don't eat that. The only fast food I will eat now is Chick-fil-A, and it's very rare. So that's the only one. I'm like, if I'm not on a road trip, and even then, I'm packing my own food.
Come on.
But I just feel like if I'm not on a road trip and this is just all that's available, that's the only way that I'm going to even allow myself to do it. So you have to have those boundaries.
For real, for sure. And I think later in 2022, I definitely started implementing those boundaries. I know that's when I stopped eating fast food for real. And like you, Chick-fil-A is the only one I eat. And now I'm to the point, like, I don't even want fast food at all.
Me either.
I remember there was one morning, like, so I have been pretty consistent lately with like making sure I cook and pack my lunch for work. There was one morning I was like, oh, I still got this left over. I don't really want it. Maybe I can just get something while I'm at work, just go out and get some. I said, girl, no, pack that lunch right up. And it is just all about like making a mindset shift. Is that what I was trying to say? Shifting your mindset, basically. Like, that's the biggest thing. Because now at work, they still do all of those things. They still have everything there. I just don't have to indulge in them. Like you said, I know what a cupcake tastes like.
Exactly. It's just like not allowing certain emotional needs to be filled by food as well. Like, food does give us this feeling of comfort. There's so much psychology behind how food makes us feel. For me, a big thing, I guess we can transition into what we do now to sustain how we found it. A big thing for me, I would say that it's very hard because I just feel like I don't do a lot because it's all mental. Simple things you can use that have worked for me, still work for me to this day. I'm still losing weight consistently. When I am full, I stop eating. It's that simple. It doesn't matter how much food is still left in the bowl or on my plate. I stop eating when I'm full. No more fast food. And movement. I'm not on a schedule when it comes to exercise. I just know and have an understanding that I need to. People, this is how you kind of have to get this simple with it, because I did not used to exercise at all. People walk their dogs. You have to walk your dog or you're basically neglecting it. Why are we neglecting ourselves? People are taking better care of their pets than they are their dogs. Hamsters have wheels. It's understood in life that animals need exercise, and we are also animals. We need exercise. We do. So I had to believe that, and once you truly believe that, then it becomes more of a priority. Like, am I moving? Have I moved? So Pilates is my favorite workout, and I've seen the most results with doing Pilates and the most consistent weight loss with a mixture of Pilates and just intuitive eating. Like, stop eating when I'm done. Mostly try to eat at home, or like if I eat out, let it be something that just has some vegetables or just not too indulgent. I still eat French fries. I love French fries. That's like probably my guilty pleasure. Pizza, like I kind of eat whatever I want. We had some turtle cookies before filming this. I had a cookie, she had a cookie, so I'm not restrictive by any means, but 30 pounds down, so it's possible. But it wasn't the fast way. That's the thing. It was gradual, and it's still gradual. And being able to, in this society of instant gratification, you kind of have to be patient and have that patience.
And I think that goes hand in hand of like keeping it like with social media, being very careful with social media and like what you indulge in, because you are seeing these people who are showing their transformations like boom, and it's like that's not realistic.
No,
and that's not your reality. So don't try to make it your reality.
Nope.
Your reality is your reality. You have to create it for yourself.
Yeah, and it's a journey.
Yeah,
and it's not really about looks. Like 2021, when I look back on those pictures, like I was like way bigger than I am now, but she didn't know that. Like, and it didn't matter to her. Okay, like I was in the skimpiest of skimpy little outfits, going on dates. Period. You know, the whole shebang. Okay. 2022 was a time. I enjoyed it so much, and you know, it was lovely. So I was just like, I'm gonna rock this. Like for my philosophy is, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm happy. Exactly. It doesn't matter if I'm at my goal, but because I'm doing what I need to do, meaning eating right or like eating mindfully and exercising, then I'm cool. Yeah, for real. I would say tips or what I'm doing now. So I work out with my trainer anywhere from 2 to like 4 times a week. That's just I just need routine. So that works for me. I also enjoy different things like the outdoor activities. I'm enjoying those a lot more. I know one day we went to Piedmont Park and we just walked and jogged and was like all up and through that park. Like, and I really enjoyed that. And I'm open to like different types of fitness things. I can go to the gym, run on the treadmill. I can lift weights. I can do yoga, which I really do enjoy. I want to do that again. And then as far as with eating, so because I did have surgery, I have restriction. So I'm very limited on what I can eat. So I think that was probably a big adjustment for me, like mentally, because I was somebody so used to clearing a plate. And now it's like, girl, you can take 2 bites and you're full, but that's it. And so like really having to just accept that that's my new reality, you know? Mm-hmm. So I don't eat fast food as often. I try to cook more, and if I don't cook, I'm getting something, or I'm getting easy to make meals. Like I might go and get like a rotisserie chicken or something, make some vegetables to go with it. And then whenever I go out to eat, I try to get healthier options that they have on the menu. And that's honestly something that my surgery journey kind of taught me, because like you have to learn like, what can I eat? Like, can I eat anything? And it's just, you know, I take the time to always look at the menu ahead of time and just see what's available for me. And I would also say, I just kind of wanted to touch on, as far as like going out to eat, because with your friends, I would want to tell people like find other activities that y'all can do together other than eat. Yeah, to move together. And I mean, I get it, because families, friends, celebrations, like everything surrounds food. Mm-hmm. So like we get together, we're gonna eat, and that's what we're gonna do. But it's like, what else can we do together? Exactly. Let's walk around the park. Yep. Let's get smoothies or acai bowls, which we're gonna do tomorrow. Acai bowls. I think it's acai. I always say acai now, acai. But those bowls, La Playa bowl, delicious. You added the la. La Playa bowl? It's just pliable. Are you sure? I'm positive. Well, y'all know I speak a little Espanol. Yeah, what else? What are the like healthier places we eat at now? Because we stopped eating fast food, but now what do we eat? I'll get a chicken ranch wrap from Taco Mac with a side of fries or sweet potato fries. Yeah. I will get a salad from Chick-fil-A. I like the Southwest salad with no cheese. I still get it with the fried chicken. Mm-hmm. Chipotle. I'm not the biggest Chipotle person, but I will get like a quesadilla or burrito. You and that quesadilla. I love it. With the vinaigrette. And what else? Like, I'm trying to think like what would be it? Now it's crazy because I'm like, dang, like, do we eat now? It's like we do, but it's just, honestly, we probably eat the same things. We just don't clear the plate anymore. True, that's kind of my thing. Yeah. I don't really have things other than fast food that I've cut out of my diet. Yeah. I also don't eat pork either. Me neither. I just don't eat pork. Yeah, I don't eat pork or red meat. Growing up Muslim, we don't eat pork. And I just still don't eat pork. Yeah. But yeah, so that's something. We go get salads. Have we been to Chop together? Yeah. Yeah.
We get hibachi together. You know, that's all grilled and pretty good veggies.
Yeah, like just honestly, just upping the quality. Like we still. I feel like we just go to more higher quality restaurants now. We eat higher quality food.
That is very true.
Everything elevates with your lifestyle.
That's
we just kind of were living a certain lifestyle then, so we just ate more in the gutter.
We ate very low vibrational food.
We ate low vibrational food. Sorry if you eat those places. Not you eating in the gutter, but what else?
Man, what was you doing?
Smoothie. I do a homemade smoothie that is delicious. Ask anybody who's had it. It's the best smoothie they ever had, and it is. I do frozen cherries.
Okay.
Oat milk, extra creamy. 1 banana. Some frozen pineapple, frozen strawberry, and whatever other frozen fruit. I think those are the base. And I do this vegan protein, vanilla protein powder that I get from Whole Foods. It's green on the outside. It's plant-based. So the whole smoothie ends up being plant-based. I do eat dairy, but not too much. It's really good. I drink Diet Cokes. I'm not going to say, I lost weight by just only drinking water. That's just not me. Like, you have to find a way to be able to be you and balance it out and lose weight. And so that's what I do, whatever.
That was one of my biggest slippery slopes. I don't even know if that's the right word, but like after having surgery, because like I have to get in 64 ounces of water a day. And it's like, you get tired of drinking just plain water. So I'm like, what can I do to make this enjoyable for myself? Yeah. I tried so many of the different like water enhancements, did not like them. Because there's that aspartame taste I hate. And so like I eventually found something that's enjoyable for me now. I make my coffee. If you don't know, that's a protein shake, and you mix it with some coffee. I always do it like a little shot of espresso, mix it up over ice, delicious. I recently got into the iced matcha latte. I'm obsessed. 10 out of 10. You said, what do I eat?
Yeah.
When I'm not on my model diet. No, I'm just playing. So I eat my 3 meals a day. Breakfast, I either make some egg bites, and I do like eggs, spinach, turkey, cheese, peppers, onions, and bake those. If I'm getting breakfast on the go, I go to Chick-fil-A for breakfast, actually. And before I would go to Chick-fil-A, get the chicken biscuit meal. Now I go to Chick-fil-A and I get basically the egg white grill, but without the muffin. So I go there and I ask for a grilled chicken fillet with egg whites and American cheese. And my Chick-fil-A knows me, but when I go to a different Chick-fil-A, they be like, "That's all you want?" I'm like, "Girl, yes, that's all I want. That's all I need." Lunch, what do I eat? I usually eat just like a bunch of chicken, or like I'll eat some seafood, and veggies, and then typically the same thing for dinner. And I just kind of play around with it, like have fun, because you do get bored eating the same stuff.
Yeah. And decentering food in your life.
Come on.
And this has come from a food lover, a cooking lover, a baking lover. And I don't limit myself, but I share.
Yeah.
Well, a big thing I do is I share. Like, I guess I won't get into that. It's like some things I just don't want to share. But I'll make something and I will give it the rest to people in my life, or just share more food, things like that. And also I wanted to touch on this one thing about intermittent fasting, because I did do that before, but I 10 out of 10 do not recommend it.
I would never do that again.
Did not lose weight on it. I did not lose 1 pound. All it did was throw my cycle off. That's the only thing that it did, was make my period irregular. So don't do those things.
Listen, called myself intermittent fasting, like, oh, I'm not going to eat until 12. Be working at defects, going to do visits, school visits, and about to pass out.
Yeah.
Don't do that to yourself.
Don't do it.
It's not worth it.
I do not recommend it. And disclaimer, did not lose 1 pound. Another thing I want to say, I guess we can transition into things that we tried that did not work. In 2021, for about 6 weeks, I worked out every week, 5 to 6 days a week. I was going to Planet Fitness. I did not lose 1 pound. And that was kind of when I started going really consistent. And I told myself, maybe I manifested it. I was like, even if I don't lose 1 pound, I'm not going to stop. I did not lose any weight. So it's like, you have to get to know your body and what it likes. Because for me, when I am lifting weights, weightlifting and stuff doesn't work for me because it makes me hungrier, which only makes me eat more and actually makes me gain. So for me, what works as far as losing weight and keeping the weight off is low impact exercise, and maybe 3 days a week, and being more mindful about what I'm consuming. Like just stop eating when I'm full. It's very simple. It's the slightest changes.
That's all it takes. And you have to just give yourself grace, give yourself time to really learn what's going to work for you. Know that this is a journey. And every day isn't going to be a pretty day. That's why we love tomorrow.
Come on. Do you think we've touched on everything? I do want to touch on some of the barriers that I feel like people might say to fitness, getting fit and working out. And a big one for Black women is our hair. And we both have natural hair. So it's like, I'm not going to lie to you. It's something to consider, especially, and not consider, like, never let it stop you. First off, I'm going to say, do not let that stop you. Your body is more important than your hair. Your body is more important than what your hair looks like and your hair being sweated out. Because when I get like my hair pressed and get a silk press, I do think, dang, like it's for some reason right when I get it pressed, that's when I want to go hard and I want to go every day, and I'm like, it is a waste because your hair will be sweated out.
Exactly. I know October-ish, November-ish, I got my hair pressed, but I wasn't working out. And I was like, oh my gosh, my press lasts so long. Like, how did I do this? And then, wasn't moving my body. But then this most recent time I got it done, and then maybe like a couple days later I started back working out, and it was just over with from there. Press gone. And it's just so frustrating. As a Black woman, it's like I shouldn't have to choose between my hair and my body. But
it becomes a question of like, why does your hair need to be in an unnatural state? Because that's the problem. Your hair is always going to try to revert back to where it's comfortable. So even when you have natural hair and you work out, it can get messed up. But it's just understanding that it's not normal. First of all, I got kind of like a little leg cramp. It's not normal for your hair to last weeks. Like, so we have to, honestly, it's a mindset shift. The whole hair thing is a whole mindset change of understanding and having the expectation that your hair is not going to last.
It's like you need to basically get yourself in a new lifestyle routine. Include finding some type of a way to move your body to be more physical, however many days that feels right for you. Also include doing your hair in that, because just understand, okay, hair old, hair didn't last, time to do it again.
I did this like day before yesterday, and old me would harp on that. Like, I was very militant about my hair. It needs to last 5 days. Your lifestyle, your hair has to fit with your lifestyle. You tell everything in your life what it's gonna be. You don't let it tell you. You don't live your life around your hair. You make your hair revolve around your life. So it's just priorities. For a long time, I didn't understand what priorities were or meant, but now I understand, like, my hair is not priority over my body. So you have to make that decision for yourself.
Exactly. I be in the gym looking crazy, but I'm gonna be in there working out. I don't care what my hair looks like. Because I'm here
deal with it later.
I'm not here to impress nobody. This ain't no fashion show. I am here to move my body, to give my body what it needs.
Come on. Because it has to be done. So just understanding that it has to be done, you guys. I hope that we touched on everything that you wanted to hear.
Are there any other tips that you want to share with people about how to start?
I was just about to say, doing this video shows how hard it is to tell someone, do these things, because there is no there's just no bullet list 10 ways to lose weight. That just doesn't exist because it's such a personal journey. It's integral, but I feel like what we've said is foundational. Like, you just have to take a moment, survey your life, cut the things that you can cut that you know are unhealthy, and start to prioritize other things. It's very simple.
Yeah, definitely. I would say give yourself grace. Don't try to make your routine or your new lifestyle or any changes, don't try to make them be perfect.
Yeah.
Because nothing's perfect. Nothing's going to be perfect. And I would also say, like, just try different things out, you know? Try it all out.
We've done it all. I've done it all. We've done it all. I tried to do the gym girly thing. We did cycling. I've had to at home workout.
You used to be a 12, 3:30 girly.
Yeah, I've done it all, y'all. Like, I've literally done every workout under the sun.
Yeah.
And that's why I tried and true. The one that works the best for me is reformer Pilates. I do it at a Pilates studio. You can Google any Pilates studio. I highly recommend it. It's stretched me out. It has toned me. My core has never been more toned. That's always been a very untoned place for me. Never been more toned than doing Pilates, and also just cardio and just being more active on the weekends, pushing away from the table, as the country people say.
Exactly. Make more mindful food choices.
Dana got me into like zero sugar type, like Gatorade, zero sugar, and like I'm much more mindful of my sugar intake with my drinks.
Me too. This right here.
Olipop.
Free
sponsor
promo.
us.
Please.
Sponsor.
And Olipop a day keeps the doctor away.
It do. I like Olipop. I like Diet Coke. I like water with lemon juice in it. And water. Like, what else? Just little things. But just survey your life and don't be too hard on yourself. Like, today I'm gonna start, and by this date I'm gonna lose 10 pounds, blah blah. It just don't work like that. Don't
even set an end date. Like, don't even set an end goal. Just be like, I'm making these changes and I want to live a more active lifestyle.
Yeah, period.
And this is how I'm going to start.
Open-ended. Open-ended. Because it never ends. We're not done, or we're not like, oh, this is complete. We just feel like we can talk about it now because we're happy with where we both are.
We're both at a good point. So, and set small goals for yourself, like realistic goals. I'm going to work out 1 to 2 times a week.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. To go from 0 to 1 or 2. And give yourself your flowers along the way.
Just start.
That's it.
Just move it around. So, once again, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Low Key in Alignment. This is a big one. We're going to have the photographic proof. We hope y'all enjoy these pictures.
We hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Y'all been saying y'all wanted longer episodes, and y'all got it.
Yeah, we hit y'all with this. We knew this one was going to be kind of our longest one because it's just such a story and it's just such a conversation to be had. We want to encourage everybody to get out and move, no matter your body. You don't have to be overweight or obese. Like, just get out and move. Everyone needs to. It's good for you. It's going to make you happy. Get some sunshine, get some fresh air.
And y'all know I like to talk, so let's get the conversation going in the comments. Share what's working for you, if anything. Share like what's stopping you from starting, if you feel comfortable, of course. What you want to achieve, just share it all. Ask any questions that you might have for us.
DM us. And we have something coming very soon of how we can all just get together and get outside and get some fresh air. So stay tuned for that.
Yay.
But for now, we're going to sign off.
All right. And make sure that you stay
low key in alignment.
Bye, y'all.
That did want me. Now hot, they all on me.